Welcome to day 7 of the Summer Slim Down series, where over the past couple of years I lost around 100 pounds, but in the last 2 months I have put on around 10 to 15 pounds. So I am currently working on losing that weight back. I got some really good sleep last night, and then this morning I have been working in the kitchen. The downside to making all the whole foods and cooking, at least 3 meals a day is it can make your kitchen quite a mess between all the dishes and just organizing the food. So I cleaned up my pantry so I can make sure all of my produce was accessible, just the produce that doesn't have to go into the fridge. And then cleaned out my fridge, and then also organized my freezer. Because the thing is that since I buy stuff when it's on sale and just throw it into the freezer, it's pretty easy to just lose track of what I have. So I ended up having like 7 packs of chicken breast that was in there, and then some other stuff, some vegetables and stuff. So well over $100 worth of meat for sure, probably almost $150. I got a lot of it on sale, especially with the buy one get one chicken breast, which I was talking about the other day in my video. But got that all cleaned up, and then I also made a note, listed out on a sheet everything that was in the freezer, so that way I can make sure that I use it. And if I'm thinking about, maybe I should go buy more stuff, just think about what's in the freezer that I can use. But you do have to kind of stay on top of it with thawing stuff out. I have definitely been bad about that in the past, where I'll put something in the fridge to thaw out, and then I'll forget about it for 5 or 6 days, and then I'll end up having to throw it away. But really got to stay on top of that. Weighed in this morning, I was looking at 151.5, so a little bit de-bloated after the last couple of days. And then it still may not be fully accurate, because I ate a really big meal last night at around 9:30 p.m. and that was the bulk of my calories for the day. So the plan for today is still not sure if I'm going to... Sorry, that is my sweet bird, Misty. Still not sure if I'm going to go to the gym today. Have been, in there quite a few days. I may end up going, or I may end up just doing an ab day here. The pool probably not looking like the best option today, because it is still rainy and nasty out, and it's supposed to be rainy for the next week or so, which is a bummer. But you kind of have to make do with what you have, and that's the situation. Yesterday I was able to get close to 20,000 steps, so may keep it on the lighter side steps wise. So definitely may end up going to the gym then to get a workout in, since I can't swim and probably don't want to really walk too much because I have some health conditions with my feet and my legs, and don't really want to risk wearing them out too much. And then other than that, I may go to Meijer and load up on some stuff, since I just cleaned out my pantry and fridge and organized it, because I have a coupon that I really want to use. That is, if you spend $75, you get $15 off. So I may load up on some staples that I know I'm going to need going forward. So that's for the plan. And then it's already past 11. I may have breakfast here soon. If you saw the video last night and watched to the end, you would see that I made this really good sweet potato and put cottage cheese on top of it, which was an amazing little dish. I'm thinking about making a breakfast version of that, and also adding some eggs and some other stuff, and kind of making this nice loaded sweet potato type of deal. So that's the plan for now. I will see you here in a bit. Alright, just got breakfast whipped up. It looks amazing. It's a little bit higher in calories than what I would usually have in a meal. I think it's around 650 calories. semi-high in fat, but also has 56 grams of protein. So it is a lot of fat. But ever since I put the cottage cheese on the sweet potato, I knew this is what I wanted to make. So I've got a little bit of chicken breast, and then I have the sweet potato, and then on top of that I put some cottage cheese, and then I have roasted bell peppers, some chipotle mango chili crisp oil on the sweet potato concoction, and then 3 eggs. So I'm really excited for this one. I was thinking about it when I was in bed last night. So yeah, I'm gonna bash this. It just started pouring out, so that's fun. I really gotta do something about this bird. This bird loves to yap, I'll tell you what. But gonna eat this, and I'll catch in with you here in a second. Going to stretch out a little bit and then head over to Meijer. I think I can definitely feel my body is a little bit tired, so I don't want to push myself by going to the gym. Obviously it's very important to like push yourself in general, but you can't overdo it and risk, you know, wearing your body out, and your body needs time to recover. And so really being able to like promote recovery within your body is super important. And I think that's something I would mess up with in the past, is not taking the time to rest up and let my body heal. Because, you know, when you're gaining muscle, the whole thing is that you're beating your muscles down so that they can regenerate and grow even stronger. And if you don't give them the time to do that, then you're really not going anywhere. It's very addicting, and like, you know, you really want to get in there 7 days a week, but you really don't need to be in there that often. As long as you're pushing yourself while you're there, and then you know, eating healthy, get enough sleep, and that's going to be the key to your success. So I'm gonna head over to Meijer. Like I said, I have a coupon where if I spend $75, I get $15 off. And then on top of that, I went through the Meijer weekly ad, and then they had some digital coupons to clip. And my goal is to get like, hopefully to like $76 or $77, and then be able to use that coupon. And if not, if I'm a little bit under, then there's some other stuff I could grab. And so I went through and made kind of like an Excel spreadsheet that had everything I wanted to buy, and then how much it was going to cost. And some of the things I kind of have to estimate, because like I want to get like sweet potatoes, and that's kind of like dependent on how much you buy. But I made my best guess. And then also Meijer and Kroger send me like personalized coupons in the mail based off what I already buy. So some of the coupons that I have here that I'm gonna get are this one basically gives me a free Meijer brand Mio, like water flavoring. So gonna get one of those. I've got 75 cents off of sweet potatoes, $3.25 off of a big container of lean ground turkey, 50 cents off of blackberries. And so I believe blackberries are already on sale this week at Meijer. They're $1 for a container, which is really good, because sometimes if they're not on sale, they'll be like $3 to $4, which is like crazy. So whenever a sale like that happens, a lot of the times I will buy like a whole bunch of them, and then wash them, dry them, and then bag them up and put them in the freezer. But to be honest with you, blackberries are probably my least favorite berry. They are just very seedy, and maybe they're really good in smoothies. I'll try that. But I think I'm just going to get like 3 containers of those. And then I have 75 cents off of a big bag of frozen vegetables. So some really good coupons there. Gonna head over there and get some steps while I'm at the store. I have around 3,000, and I believe it's supposed to stop raining in the afternoon, so I'll be able to get outside and get some more steps. But when I'm at the grocery store, I'll pick up some steps while I'm there. The lunch that I made was really, really good. Been loving the sweet potato cottage cheese combo. It is, and I was also, I think, scared previously to like or not scared, but just kind of like disinterested in putting cottage cheese on warm foods. But it's just amazing. Like, I've been putting it in the twice baked potatoes and cooking it that way, or just putting it on meat or on the sweet potato. So really good stuff. So gonna finish the stretch and then head over to the grocery store. I've returned from Meijer, got my grocery shopping done. I'll show you what I got. I spent a total of $72. It says I saved $47. I was able to use my $15 off coupon and then all of my other small coupons and the digital ones, except they didn't have sweet potatoes for some reason, so I wasn't able to use that coupon. But all of this is not all food. I did get this like fake plant for $20, so that was like a big bulk of the bill. And then I got a couple like kind of like self-care items like shaving cream and some stuff. So let's show you what I got. First up, I got a big old tub of oats. Gonna use this for my overnight oats, and then sometimes I'll just make oatmeal. And the last time I bought one of these, it probably lasted me for like 4 or 5 months, and it's like $4. So really good budget meal, great complex carb that, like I said, I'll use for my overnight oats. So really good value on those. And then they had these for $2.50 each, 2 for $5. I am obsessed with these, okay? I don't eat them as much now because I try to do mostly whole foods. But if you're looking for a sweet treat and you want something that tastes like a dessert, try out the Fiber One bars. They come in coffee cake, chocolate chip, cookie, birthday cake, and like a chocolate brownie. My two favorites are the coffee cake, and then they came out with these chocolate chip ones. I have probably eaten 500 of the coffee cake ones. I'm obsessed with those. They're so good, they're so sweet. They're 70 calories and they're full of fiber. They have 7 grams of fiber, which is coming from like a processed sense, but it's still better than like eating a cookie or something. So I'm obsessed with those. I got this. This was already on sale. This was already on sale for like $12, I think, and then I had a $3.50 off coupon. So really good deal on the 93% lean ground turkey, the Meijer brand, Jenny O's. It's definitely not, the macros definitely aren't as friendly as grilled chicken, but I literally just can't eat grilled chicken all the time. So love this. Probably going to throw this one into the freezer because I already have a pound of it that I made or I got at Kroger the other day that I still need to cook. So, but a pound of it, I can make 4 burgers out of it. Each burger is, I think, 170 calories and 22 grams of protein, and not a lot of fat. So good stuff with that. Had a coupon for a big bag of frozen broccoli. Pretty self-explanatory, but another one of those foods where it just adds a lot of volume, and I can eat a ton of it for low amount of calories. Got a bag of a couple of potatoes, so if I want to make a twice baked potato or chop them up and make like a roasted potato. People are potato haters. I think they're just so used to thinking that potatoes are unhealthy. But there's a lot of these studies that potatoes are the most like satiating food, so they'll keep you full for longer than like basically any other food, and definitely any other carb. Not sure if that's 100% true, but that's what I've been hearing. And if you just cook them with a little bit of spray oil, put them in the air fryer or steam them, so good. And they're really not that high in calories. I got a couple more onions, so I can either saute these up. One of my favorite things to do is just like saute and like sweat some onions down and get them nice and caramelized. And also been making that cucumber, tomato, onion salad. So that'll go with that. Got a couple sauces, got some mustard. Love just throwing mustard onto some stuff for some flavor because it's 0 calories, just a little bit of sodium. And I'll also make, like, if I'm having like a salad, because a lot of salad dressings are super high in calories, I will just throw on some mustard and some hot sauce and use that as my dressing. And then this is, I had a coupon for this. This is my favorite low calorie, sugar-free sauce. They have, shout out to my guy G Hughes. My guy G Hughes is a staple in my household. He has so many different sauces. He has like a Polynesian sauce. He's coming out with like stir fry mixes and sweet and sour mixes and a whole bunch of different barbecue sauces. I got the Carolina style because when I go to Kroger, I feel like the options that they have are way more limited in the types of G Hughes that they have. So when I go to Meijer, I like to switch it up and get something like the Carolina style. So it is literally 2 tablespoons, which is 30 grams, which is a decent serving for 5 calories. So you can eat a ton of this. It has basically no carbs, no sugars, and it tastes great. So shout out to my guy G Hughes. He's a real one. I got spray avocado oil, so when I'm cooking in the skillet with eggs or potatoes in the air fryer, I just throw a little bit of this on there, and this is just shaving cream. So, and then I had a coupon for the Meijer brand of Mio. So this is 0 calories. Just put this in water, and because I drink so much, it's nice to flavor it up every once in a while. Got some kimchi. Been loving kimchi the past year or so. It is just so versatile. I want to find more ways to eat kimchi, but I love just adding this for some volume, and then it also has some really good probiotics to keep your gut health going. Meijer, of the store brands, I would say Meijer has the best one, this mother-in-law's kimchi. I should try going to like local Asian market or something and trying to find some different brands of kimchi. I have tried the Kroger brand, whatever, they only have one type of kimchi at Kroger. I do not like it. Do not like that kimchi, but I do enjoy the Meijer brand. And then a couple more things in here. I've got bell peppers. The sale was on green bell peppers, but I was looking at them and they did not look very appetizing. And honestly, I'm just not a huge fan of the green bell peppers for some reason. It must be why they're cheaper. They're just not as good. But I love these mini ones. You can do all kinds of stuff with them. One of my favorite things to do, which I may try out and have here soon, is like stuff them with like either like a cottage cheese or Greek yogurt filling. That always turns out to be pretty good. And then I've got 3 packs of blackberries. These were $1 each, and then I also had a 50-cent off coupon. These things are usually like $3 or $4 each. So I had to load up, even though, like I said, blackberries are definitely my least favorite berry, but I may try making a smoothie with these here in a second and seeing how they go. And then I've got a thing of sauerkraut. When I was a kid, I felt like I did not enjoy sauerkraut, but then one day, this is right next to the kimchi at Meijer, and they didn't have any kimchi, so I was like, I'll try this out. I really enjoy this. It's kind of expensive, so is the kimchi. Very few calories, doesn't have any fat or protein, very few carbs, but it's just delicious. Adds a little bit of flavor, and then it also has probiotics like the kimchi to keep your gut healthy. And then I also got some low calorie, it's low calorie, but it's low carb, high fiber tortillas. So if I want to make a quesadilla or tacos with my chicken or an egg taco, I'm able to do that with these tortillas. And usually I get the Mission brand, but they didn't have those for some reason. I like the mini ones because sometimes I don't want to use like a full large tortilla. So got these. And then the last thing I got, because they were on sale, and like I said, I try to stay away from protein snack type deals, but these, they have protein chips, but I really think I prefer these popped crisp. They're almost like mini little rice cakes that are more like chips. But if you're really like a snacker of chips, and say you have like a sandwich, or at lunch you just want a chip type of thing, I would give these a shot. They are kind of expensive. On sale, I got them for $2 a bag. I got the sweet chili flavor, which is probably my favorite, but they also have barbecue and sour cream, I believe. But it's a 150 calories and 12 grams of protein, not that many carbs. And there is like a tier system for protein. Like obviously the best, or maybe it's not obvious to you if you're just starting out on this, is that the top proteins are gonna come from meats, dairy, and eggs. And then stuff that's like, and cheese is up there, but then stuff that's in, something like this, or you might get some bread or something like, even let's see, like these Fiber One bars. It says it has 2 grams of protein. I would go to say that the protein that is in this is not that great, and you may not even want to track it if you're just like solely trying to hit protein numbers. So you can't really beat something like meat. But these, for the calories and the amount you get, you can't really beat it compared to like a chip. And also you can have chips if you're just eating in moderation, but I like the individual size bags because I can just grab a bag. Because my problem with chips is that, if you get a big bag, you just start munching and start going crazy. So that's the haul. Like I said, not much meat because I have a ton of meat in the freezer that I've gotten on sale, and then I went to Kroger a couple days ago and spent a couple dollars. So this should get me through a while, and a lot of these items are stuff that's gonna kind of like stick around for a minute, like the oats or the Fiber One bars, or even this big bag of broccoli. I'll probably go through the kimchi, and I definitely need to eat the berries if I'm not going to freeze them, eat those soon. But if I'm having smoothies, I can just throw those in and be good to go. So that's the haul, and I may have myself a little snack here in a second. I only have 4,500 steps at the moment because, I swear when you go to the grocery store and you hold on to the cart, or even I tried to push it with one hand, it's just not tracking the steps accurately. So definitely still need to go on a walk. But I'll catch you here in a second when I have my snack. All right, just whipped up a shake with the blackberries, and it's pretty decent. I would just say blackberries, not my favorite berry. It's very seedy. I was saying that the blueberry shake looked like the Grimace shake. This is the true Grimace shake right here. It is very purple, but it came out to around 230 calories. It's got cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, just a little bit of banana, blackberries, and oat milk in it. So 230 calories, and then 20 grams of protein. So not the most macro friendly shake of all time, but it's gonna give me a little bit of protein from good sources, and it tastes all right. Maybe, I don't know what I think I just need to thicken this guy up, maybe with more ice, or maybe I need to look into getting some like actual protein powder, like a vanilla, so I can just like put it in these smoothies and thicken it up a little bit. But about to go finish. I watched a movie last night, but ended up only watching half of it. I'm rewatching the Harry Potter series, so I'm on Order of the Phoenix, the 5th movie. So got about an hour left in that. Probably just sit out and stretch and watch the rest of it while I enjoy this shake. Went on a little walk, got back. I now have almost 10,000 steps, so looking good with that. I cut up that cantaloupe that I bought, having it with a little cottage cheese. It's a nice little refreshing snack. I love cantaloupe. The issue though, however, is since earlier in the day I had that high fat meal, now I still need quite a bit of protein. I need probably at least 60 more grams of protein, and I have to limit my fats and my carbs. The Problem though is that I only have like one piece of chicken breast left. I have some chicken thawing out in the fridge, but it's not going to be ready to go. So I'm going to have to come up with what I'm going to have for dinner that is not centered around the chicken breast. I'll see how much protein I can get out of that one chicken breast, but we may have to get a little creative for dinner tonight. So gonna munch this cantaloupe and cottage cheese down. It's super good, and we'll see what I come up with for dinner. Okay, I made dinner, but I was so hungry that I just went ahead and ate it before I made a video about it. So I did have to get a little bit creative with how I was gonna get a little bit more protein, because I only had one small piece of chicken breast left in the fridge, and I had ground turkey, but that would have been a little bit too fatty, and I didn't really want to have that because I already had a lot of fat in my breakfast this morning. And I also have a chicken breast thawing, but it wasn't going to thaw out in time. I did, however, find in my freezer, it was from like a pre-made like skewered chicken, pre-marinated or like seasoned, and I had one of those left, so I put that into the air fryer, thawed it out into the water, and then put it in the air fryer for a second. So that worked out nicely. And then I went ahead and had for the third night in a row the cucumber, tomato, and onion salad, just because I didn't have that many calories to work with, and I wanted something I could eat high volume of so I'd be filled up. And that salad's just been hitting, so had that again. And I also have the ingredients for it in the fridge. So I think my light bulb just went out, so that's fun. And then I had some green beans, and then a little bit of sweet potato that I had, and now the light's back. A little bit of sweet potato left over from breakfast this morning. I didn't want to have all of the sweet potato I had left because I was kind of on a carb limit. And I could get more food volume-wise out of the green beans versus the sweet potatoes in terms of volume to carbs kind of ratio. And then I had a little bit of sauerkraut that I bought today at Meijer on the meal, and then a little bit of the sugar-free G. Hughes sauce. I just put a tiny amount. It was like 5 calories worth. So pretty good meal, and I am stuffed. I have a few more calories I could eat today, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to. It was lighter on the protein, still got 150 grams today, so that's pretty decent. I didn't work out or anything, but that's kind of what happens when my dinner or my breakfast this morning was very fat heavy. And then the smoothie I had earlier today was not as protein based, and then my snack was the cottage cheese and cantaloupe, which is some protein but not a crazy amount. So, but that kind of shows you how you need to like roll with the punches and fluctuate what your meals are throughout the day. Yeah, it's like ideal. I try to have a couple things. I'm trying to do a couple things. My pre-workout meal, I want to have mostly carbs, quick digestible carbs, and a little bit of protein. And then after I work out, I want to have a decent amount of carbs and a lot of protein. And then after that, it's kind of just about spacing out the protein that I'm eating for the rest of the day. And I usually like to try to save my fats for dinner, because from what I've read, you don't really need fats for pre-workout or post-workout, but you still have to get fats in so your body's running on a manageable level or excel. So I try to save my fats for dinner, but for breakfast I had just been really thinking about that sweet potato, cottage cheese, and egg kind of combo. So not too mad about it. The final totals for today are going to be 1,567 calories, 149 grams of protein, 124 carbs, and 51 fats. So pretty good. Also got 21 grams of fiber. And I did have, it's crazy when you eat this much fruit, is I had 63 grams of sugar, which may seem like a decent amount. Well, for me it seems like a decent amount, because like if you drink Coca-Cola or like a pop, I'm pretty sure those could have like 40 to 60 grams. So the amount of sugar I had today is like the amount in a Coca-Cola. But all of my sugar came from blackberries and a banana and cantaloupe. So very healthy sources of sugar. So I think that's gonna wrap it up for day 7. We're looking good. We'll see what the weigh-in's looking like tomorrow. I did have a decent amount of sodium today with the sauerkraut, and surprisingly, cottage cheese has a decent amount of sodium. So we'll see if I'm holding on to any water. But yeah, we're looking good so far, a week in. Definitely feeling a little de-bloated. And because the other thing to think about, other than just like looking at the scale and seeing the scale go down, is just feel out your body. How are you feeling? How are your clothes fitting? Because honestly, at this point, I can like feel if I'm bloated. And then at this point, like, I feel like there's certain areas now where I can tell where I'm losing weight. You know, because in my face, when I get bloated, my face or my chest. But now, and what I noticed where I really think I gained some weight back when I gained this 10 pounds that I'm trying to lose now, is right here, like under my stomach and like my, kind of like above my thigh or along my like abdomen. And so I can tell the last couple days that it's definitely looking and feeling like much tighter and firmer, which is a good thing. So that's gonna wrap it up for today. I will catch you tomorrow for day 8.